Good day, my name is Samantha DeToy and I'm a registered dietitian in Windhoek. So today we are taking a meat-based popular dish, a lasagna, and turning it into a plant-based dish. So what we're doing is, instead of using the regular mince meat that we usually use in a lasagna, we are using lentils and kidney beans, which is a plant-based or an alternative to meat, a protein alternative to meat. So it's supplying the body with ideal amounts of protein, the correct type of protein, but it doesn't come from an animal, it comes from a plant. And why we're doing that is because all plant-based foods are lower in calories, but packed with vitamins and minerals and phytochemicals, which we need for optimal health and also just to prevent all our modern day lifestyle diseases. Along with that, we're also including a lot of different vegetables, your onions and garlic, green peppers, the eggplant, and tomato. I think there should be a bit of tomato in there. So all of the vegetables are once again packed with a lot of fiber and your vitamins and minerals, phytochemicals, which all help to feed the body optimally, kind of contributing to optimal health and also just helping to prevent all the chronic diseases of lifestyle. If you can try and fill up half of your plate with different kinds of vegetables, your favorite types, and a variety of colors, especially the orange or yellow types, and especially the green, bright green leafy vegetables are great. If you can do that, then you can fill a quarter of your plate with whole grain starches or any other kind of starchy vegetables that you enjoy, and the other quarter can be from ideally any beans or lentils, plant-based protein. Otherwise, you can also have lean meat, lean chicken, skinless chicken, or even fish is actually one of the best kinds of protein choices. I hope you really enjoy this dish, and I hope it challenges you to try and prepare this meal at home and to incorporate more vegetables into popular dishes. So enjoy it, and thank you for tuning in.
Hi everybody, I'm Cheryl Dean, also known as Cheryl K, and today we're gonna be making a plant-based lasagna. So the first thing we wanna do is just saute the onions in the oil until they are cooked, until they are translucent. You will normally get that it's cooked, you know, it starts to smell like something is happening in the kitchen. So then gonna wait just a little bit for this to heat up. Well, actually we can start. So we need one onion, like I said. Gonna just saute this. I'm not sure if you guys can hear the sizzling. That means my pan is hot. So we're gonna just saute this for until it's cooked, until the onions are translucent. Okay, so we're gonna just go about 3 more minutes with this. Then we're gonna add our garlic and peppers. Few more minutes. It's already starting to smell like there's magic, like you just stepped into the kitchen. So I think that's about done. They're still gonna continue cooking while we have the other stuff. So then we're gonna go in with the garlic. Garlic is one of my favorite ingredients to cook with. It just makes everything so fragrant. Garlic doesn't need to cook that long, otherwise it burns. I think I'm gonna just lower the heat. And then I'm gonna go in with my peppers. Let's do the mushrooms as well. Mushrooms have a lot of water in them, so we'll need that to cook down properly before we add the rest of the rest of the ingredients. Like I said, this meal is plant-based. It's a nice way to get most of your veggies in here. If you have other veggies like broccoli, cauliflower, spinach, you can add all that in here. Wait for the mushrooms to release most of its water. And then we're gonna continue with the other ingredients. Okay. I want the liquid to drain a bit so before I add the rest of the ingredients. Okay, a bit high. Keep stirring it because you don't want it to stick. Gonna let this cook for another 3 or so minutes before we add our carrots as well as the tomatoes. We also have a lot of different textures in here, so it's like really pleasant to eat. The peppers are gonna be very crunchy. They're not gonna cook all the way down until they are soggy. The onions still have a bit of texture in them. But if you don't like that crunch of onions, you can always cook it down a lot longer. But the garlic in this just smells so delicious. Okay. Okay, I think I'm gonna go in with the carrots now. I'm using, let's go with the whole cup. They are good for you. They are good for your hair and your eyesight. So add as much in there as you can, but I'm using a cup. Cook this down until the carrots become a nice, radiant, bright orange color. And then I think now is a good time to add your spices. I chose some smoked paprika because it gives it that nice smokiness as well as the color. It gives the dish a nice bright color. So we're gonna add all of that. I have some chili flakes as well, about half a teaspoon. If you are not so good with spices, you can omit it. I mean, whether you don't like chili, you can omit it. This looks so good. I didn't add any salt yet. I'm gonna do that just now. Oh, I had some black pepper in there as well, about a half a teaspoon of black pepper in there as well. It looks so good and it smells so good. I think this can be a nice pie filling as well, like a plant-based pie filling. Or like have it with some brown rice or something like this, the way it is. But we're gonna make it even better. Okay, so to this I will add just a little bit. That's about a quarter teaspoon of salt that I've added there. Stir it all up nicely, mix it nicely together. Gonna go in with the tomato paste. That's about 2 teaspoons of tomato paste to the dish. Cook it for about a minute or so before you add the crushed tomatoes. You also want to make sure that you cook out the spices, because if you don't cook them for long enough, they taste a bit powdery and raw. So that's why we are cooking this for so long. Okay, so then next I'm gonna add the crushed tomatoes to the dish. Like I said, only about a cup. And then I'm gonna add the sugar. This is a tablespoon of brown sugar. You know, when you cook a lot with tomatoes, it has that acidic taste. So this is just to offset that. I think I'm not gonna use the entire thing, so you will save on some calories there. Don't use the entire thing. Okay. Ah, this looks really, really good. This looks so good. I think to loosen it up a bit, I'm gonna add about half a cup of water. This is a bit too, if I add the lentils and the beans, it's gonna be a bit too clumpy, so I'm gonna add just a bit of water to loosen it up. Okay, there we go. Nice. Gonna let this go for a few more minutes for the ingredients to marry, you know, form a marriage and taste delicious. Gonna let it go for a few more minutes. Looks good. Gonna go in with the beans now. Kidney beans. Kidney beans are my favorite. I love beans. I love everything with beans. And then to this, I'm gonna add some lentils as well. I have a cup and a half, but I think I'm only gonna use a cup of lentils. Lentils are a very good source of fiber, fiber and iron. So if you are plant-based, I'm sure lentils are stable in your house. Ah, this looks good. Okay. Okay, so while this is going, we're gonna start with our white sauce that's gonna go in between the layers. For that, I have a small saucepan here. We're gonna let this just simmer for a few minutes, and then we're gonna go to the white sauce. Okay, great. Gonna let that heat up. And then to this, I am adding now the margarine. Wait until it's melted before I add in the flour. White sauce, also called bechamel. I think the chefs call it that, or it's called that. It's very delicious with some salt and a little bit of black pepper. You can add some nutmeg too if you have any. Gives it a really, really nice flavor. Okay, gonna wait for this to melt and start sizzling before we add the flour. Check up on this. This looks so good. So delicious and so healthy for you. I don't know if you can see this, but we still have some chunks of pepper, little chunks of onion, so the texture is gonna be amazing in this. Okay, the margarine is melted, so we're gonna wait until it starts sizzling. Then we're gonna add the flour, then the milk, a little bit of salt. Then this is good to go. Then we're gonna assemble the entire dish. Okay, I think some flour to this. Gonna whisk as I'm adding. The important thing with this, you must cook out the flour so that it doesn't taste raw in the sauce. If you don't cook it for long enough, then it tends to have that raw taste. Okay. This is coming along nicely. Keep whisking. Okay. The important thing with this is that you need to keep whisking. It's gonna become a bit clumpy, but it's gonna loosen up as you add your milk. But for now, just keep whisking. Make sure that flour is cooked all the way. I think we can go in with the milk now. It's very hot. Make sure that you don't get burned because it's quite hot. And keep stirring. You're gonna get a nice arm workout. So you're cooking a healthy meal plus an arm workout. It's like you are killing this whole 2020 thing. Okay. Almost there. Good. Just keep stirring. You will see that it thickens up as you go. Like I said, you can add a bit of nutmeg, some ground nutmeg if you have. Season it with just a bit of salt. Continue stirring. This is something that you don't want to leave like while it's cooking, otherwise it might burn. And you also want to get rid of the lumps in here. So you continue stirring until it becomes a nice creamy consistency. So this is a bechamel sauce. If you want to make a cheese sauce, you do exactly the same thing. You add your cheese in here, have it with some whole wheat pasta, and your tummy and your heart will be healthy. Will be happy. Okay, so I think this should be about done. So okay, I think this is done. I'm gonna just switch that off. Okay, white sauce is done as well. Stove off. And now for the fun part, we're gonna assemble the entire dish. Clean up a bit. So I have this casserole dish where we're gonna assemble the whole thing. And then in this, the first thing you wanna do is put a thin layer of the sauce on the bottom of the dish. And then we're gonna layer the eggplants. Instead of pasta sheets, we are using eggplants today. I think, like I said, this is a nice way to sneak in all your veggies. Like if you did not eat so good during the week, make this during the weekend and I'm sure you're gonna feel good about yourself. You should be eating healthy all the time though, so. Okay, white sauce. This looks so good. Gonna spoon just a little bit over it. Spread it out evenly. Make sure that all the eggplants are coated. And then we're gonna do another layer. Another layer of the sauce. This dish is also very good for meal prepping, ne? Like if you know you are that person that eats anything when you are hungry, make this, cut it up in your portions and put it in the fridge, and then you can have it for dinner. Okay, another layer of the eggplants. The trick with eggplants is that you wanna slice them up, and then you wanna salt them a bit just to extract that water in them, and fry them just a little bit because they tend to taste a bit bitter when you don't do that. Okay, so another layer of the white sauce, or let's call it a bechamel sauce. I think it sounds more, people are gonna be wondering when you say, oh, lasagna that I made with bechamel sauce, you're gonna sound so fancy. Okay. And then the last layer of the white sauce. Before you top it with the cheese, We want to get everything out because that adds to the creaminess of the dish. Okay. Last layer. Spread it out nice and evenly. And then I think the part that we've all been waiting for, some mozzarella cheese. The dietitian recommended mozzarella cheese because it's lower in fat than most of the cheeses. Okay, so looks like this. We're gonna pop it in the oven now. It looks so pretty. I think this can serve 4 to 6 people, I would say 4 to 6 people. So looks so good. I'm gonna pop this in the oven, I think at 200 degrees, just until the cheese melts and just until everything cooks together nicely. And then Janine is gonna come on here to eat. Yeah, that's on 200 on grill. Yes. So then I'm just gonna now clear up this space, get the serving stuff ready for the big moment. Ta-da! And it smells so good. It smells like a meaty lasagna. Can you guys see this? Looks really good. Okay, so I'm gonna cut this up. I think this, like I said, is about 4 to 6 people. Gonna try to get this out as nice as possible, but it's not happening. But you are probably at home. You are not cooking for Gordon Ramsay. So I think this should be fine. Push a little bit of the veggies in there. I mean, if this portion is not enough for you, add just a little bit. It has a low calorie, so I think you can get away with adding just a bit more. And then the salad, I'm just gonna do on the side. Some tomatoes, some lettuce. Then you've got a complete meal that you've made yourself, that is delicious and that you should be proud of. Enjoy.
This looks very nice. I love the white sauce. Cheryl, can you tell me, a lot of people were asking, because this is, how long does it usually take you to pre-cook a few of this stuff? Or do you even pre-cook a few of this stuff?
Yes, like the lentils, I pre-cooked it, I think about for 40 minutes. So normally what you can also do is cook when you put your tomatoes and make the sauce and stuff, you can cook the lentils in there as well. So that's gonna take another maybe 40 minutes for the entire sauce. So it's not gonna be it's not gonna cook as short as we did now. So if you cook everything all at once, like the lentils, then you're gonna need to cook it for 40 to 45 minutes. Also, I think that way would be best because the lentils really pick up the sauce and give it that body.
So I know we only have a 1 hour show, more or less.
Yes.
But in a normal setup, it would probably take 2 hours, maybe 1.5 hours.
I think maybe you could get away with an hour, 15 minutes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Guys, this food really tastes amazing. I love the white sauce. I don't even eat beans. And it really tastes amazing. It really tastes nice. I'm not really a fan of veggies. So this for me, I would definitely, it will get me to start eating healthy.
Definitely.
Awesome. This was really nice.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really hope that you try this dish. Thank you for tuning in once again. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit that notification so that you are notified of all the videos. And thank you. See you again next time.
See
Bye.
you.